Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Churchill Downs here on Saturday. It is May the 7th, 2016. Going to look at the undercard races 6 through 11. If you want the Kentucky Derby, it's a separate video. It's going to be in the video description box. So yeah, remember to check that out. If you want more selections, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections. So remember, for races 6 through 11, is this part of the video. Race 12 of the Derby is a separate video. So let's get on to it. Today's sixth race from Churchill Downs is the 31st running of the Churchill Distaff Turf Mile. Grade 2, purse $300,000 for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 9 horses traveling a mile in the 16th. The beginning of the pick 3 here for 50 cents. Mile 16, a mile actually, excuse me, 1 mile. Rail will be at 0 feet, and if you want to do a pick 3, there's one single in this race. I think the one horse Tempin looks very hard to beat in the spot. It's going to be her last start before going over to Royal Ascot to run. Going to keep this horse on top. I'm actually going to do a straight super factor for $1. Going to go 1497 here in race number 6 from Churchill. Number 1, Tempin at the 1-2 favorite, Julian Leperoux from Marquez. Last time out, ran a Keelan, a mile 16th, and Jenny Wiley Stakes. Grade 1, Jenny Wiley. This horse won by 5 lengths, going away. Just really, really very incredible run for this horse. Then Tampa Downs, mile 8th in the Hillsborough handicap or stakes. This horse won by a length again. Just really, just drew off clear. And then won the Endeavor Stakes down to Tampa Downs by 3.5 lengths. This horse won the Breeze Cup Mile last year. Won the First Lady by 7 lengths on this turf course. 2-1, has 1 loss over it. Won this race last year. In this spot, I think this horse looks very hard to beat. I think the other horse, excuse me, just looking at the other horses, they just don't look as good as this horse. As this good reigning Breeders' Cup Mile champion winner. So yeah, top selection here, very hard to beat. So to recap my bets for race number 6 from Churchill Downs, it's the Distaff Turf Mile. Going to go with the 1 horse Tempin. Going to do a superfecta here, 1497. Race number 6 from Churchill. So now let's get on to race number 7 on Derby Day from Churchill Downs. It is the 82nd running of the Churchill Downs handicap. Grade 3, purse $500,000 for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 9 horses traveling the distance of ground of 7 furlongs. 7 furlongs. And, another race, I found a horse, I really like the 1 horse Kobe's back. I think the way the track is, he should really do well over it. I'm going to do a superfecta here this race. Going to go 1835 in the Churchill Downs handicap from Churchill, of course. Number 1, Kobe's back, 4-1. Gary Stevens for Peter Urton, coming in from Southern California to run. This horse just doesn't break. In his last few starts, he broke a bit slow last time out. Off slow, broken slow, awkward start, off slow. So this horse has a horrible break. The long stretch here should really help this one. Last time out, 7 furlongs in San Carlos. This horse won by 1.25 lengths, closing like an express train. He rallied really good that day. Then won the Polos Verdo Stakes at San Anita by half length. Another really, it was 4 wide, really ran really well. And then Breeze Cup Sprint. This horse finished 7th by 4.5 lengths. I don't think this horse could ever win the Breeders' Cup Sprint. I know people might be shocked, but they run very fast in the Breeders' Cup Sprint, and there's always 14 horse fields. If this horse ever wins it, I'll be shocked because if he breaks slow, he's not going to get a clean trip. I don't think he get that really good closing kick. I might be proven wrong at the end of the year, but I'll say this now. But in this spot, I think the 7 furlong distance should really do well. His last 2 have been pretty impressive. He's proven he could ship to Kentucky. He won the Commonwealth Stakes at Keelan last April. So I'm going to go with this one. He's been training really good. 5-round workout, 58-1. The best workout, 74 at San Anita. So to recap my bets for race number 7 from Churchill, the Churchill Downs handicap, I'm going to go with the 1 horse Kobe's back. Going to do a superfecta, 1835 in race number 7 from Churchill. So now let's get on to race number 8 from Churchill. The 8th race is the Humana Distaff, grade 1, purse $300,000 for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 10 horses traveling the distance of ground of 7 furlongs. Another wide open race, I think. 7 furlongs. In this race, I'm gonna do a trifecta key this race for 50 cents. Gonna key in on the 9 horse Bird at the Wire here. 5-1, Mike Smith on this one. Gonna key this horse on top of my my trifecta key. Gonna go 9 with the 2, 6, 8, 10 for 50 cents. It's gonna cost you $6 to play this ticket. But number 9, Bird at the Wire, Mike Smith, getting on this horse for the first time since February. But last time, April 9th in the Madison Stakes at Keeneland, this horse finished fourth by 3 1/4 lengths that day. Closed up that day, but needed a little extra. Then the Santa Margarita Stakes or Santa Maria Stakes at San Anita on the 13th of February. This horse finished fifth by 3 1/2 lengths. Was wide and just really couldn't get out there. And then in the La Canada Stakes or La Canada Stakes, this horse finished second by 5 1/4 lengths. Last time going 7 furlongs, or in Southern California 7 furlongs, in the La Brea Stakes, won by half length, closed up really well. Ran over this course twice in the fall. Finished fourth in the Fall City Stakes and fifth in the Chaluki. This horse, it's a very weird horse. I think this horse could really maybe be an upsetter. Another horse, I really like Taris also, but I want to give you a little bit of price here at 5-1 with Bird at the Wire. I think she could really upset here today with this long stretch. Taris, it's going to be the speed on this race, along with another horse who's going to be the speed. The 6 horse Enhancing Lady, another horse who really went with. But I'm going to give you a price here at Bird at the Wire. So to recap my bets for race number 8 from Churchill, it's the Humana Distaff. Going to go with the 9 horse, who is Bird at the Wire. Going to do a trifecta key. 9 with the 2, 6, 8, 10 for 50 cents. Going to cost you $6. So now let's get on to race number 9 from Churchill. The 9th race is the 25th running of the American Turf, Grade 2, purse string $2,000 for 3 rolls. We have a field of 13 horses traveling the distance of ground of 1 and 1/16. Mile and 1/16. And this is another wide open race. I'm going to give you a bit of a price here. 5-1, number 3, Converge. Going to do a trifecta key this race. Going to go 3 with the 1, 9, 11, 13. 3 with the 1, 9, 11, 13. For 50 cents, going to cost you $6 to play this one. But number 3, Converge. 5-1, Javier Castellano for Chad Brown out of Sydney's Candy. Last time out, ran the Transylvania Stakes at Keeneland opening weekend. This horse finished fourth by 3 3/4 lengths that day. It was off slow. Like, he's always off slow, basically. This horse doesn't break good. Had to steady at the top of the stretch, but it was closing after that. A little extra stretch, I think this horse could really won that day. And then probably one of my favorite races in the country, the Palm Beach Stakes at Gulfstream Park, mile 16th on this 27th of February. This horse won by 3/4 length, was far back early, and just really ran really well. It was a very nice run coming up the rail. And then at Belmont in the Awad Stakes on a good turf course back in the fall. This horse finished second by 2.5 lengths, closed up really well that day also. This horse is a closer. I think he could get a really good trip here today. 5-1, like the price also. So recap my bets for race number 9, the American Turf from Churchill Downs. Gonna go 3 horse Converge. Gonna do trifecta key here. Gonna go 3 with the 1, 9, 11, 13 for 50 cents. Gonna cost you $6. So now let's get on to race number race number 10. We're up to the 10th race, which is it's the 92nd running of the Pat Day Mile, Grade 3, purse $250,000. We have a field of 14 horses traveling the distance of ground of 1 mile. Formerly run as the Derby Trial, run in at Churchill Downs back in the the week before the Derby, the Derby Trial. Now it's run on Derby Day, which I think is stupid. I think we should just keep it as Derby Trial, but that's my personal decision. And another very, very, very wide open race. I could have went many deep in this one. I did actually go many deep. I'm going to actually do an exact key this race. I'm going to go to the outside and keying on the 10 horse, who is cocked and loaded. Key this horse on top of my an exact key. Gonna go 10 with the 2, 7, 9, 11, 12. 2 with the 10 with the 2, 7, 9, 11, 12. So that was 10 with the 2, 7, 9, 11, 12. But number 10, cocked and loaded. 6 to 1, Irad Ortiz Jr. for Larry Velli. Last time on the Bayshore in the mud here in New York at Aqueduct. This horse finished third by 11 lengths that day. Just weakened towards the end of the race. If this horse gets a good stalking position, I think this horse could really run well. That was the horse's first start since October, also. So you give this horse a little bit of break. In the Breeders' Cup Juvenile here at Keelan, this horse finished fifth by 3 3/4 lengths that day. Was he had a he was up near the lead all throughout, and then just weakened towards the end of the race. Then the Iroquois mile 16th at Churchill on September the 12th. This horse won by 2 lengths, really closed up well that day. And then the Arlington Washington Futura, this horse finished fifth. If this horse gets he's gonna run 7 furlongs today, which would be really good. First start, second start back after a long layoff. He should really running exceptionally well. He's a very good horse. 6 to 1, love the price also. Like I said, it's very wide open. So to recap my bets for race number 10 from Churchdown, it's the Pat Day Mile. Gonna go with the 10 horse. Gonna do an exact key 10 with the 2, 7, 9, 11, 12 for $1 minimum base wager. It's gonna cost you 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna cost you $5. So now let's get on to race number 11 from Churchill. The 11th race is the 29th running of the Woodford Reserve Turf Classic. Grade 1 purse, $500,000, 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 13 horses traveling the distance of ground of 1.1 miles on the turf course. One of my favorite races. You have this race, you have the Turf Classic, then you have the Dixie at Churchill at Pimlico, and then you have the Manhattan at here in New York at Belmont Stakes weekend. So it's very I love that little turf series. If one horse runs at all three of them, you might see a few of these horses running in the Manhattan a few weeks later. So yeah, another wide open race. I think for the bottom spots, I really like the 12 horse Big Bluekin. Always been a fan of this horse. I'm going to key this horse on top of a trifecta key ticket. Going to key on the 12 horse Big Blue Kid. I'm going to go 12 with the 3, 6, 10, 11. I also have the 7 on there. 7 was entered for the Ali Sheba. If he doesn't, enter in the Ali Sheba, he's going to run here. But, I have him on the ticket. If he runs, it's going to be a $12 ticket. If he doesn't, it's going to be $6. So 12 with the 3, 6, 10, 11, 7. Number 12, Big Bluekin, now owned by Calumet Farm, Chad Brown, Joe Bravo. Last time out, ran a Keelan on a good going, 1.5 miles in the October 31st in Breeders' Cup Turf. Finished third by 1 1/4 lengths, the best finish by an American horse in that race that day. This horse, was wide at the half mile. He was a little bit wide. He was closing up very well. He's cutting back in distance today, which I don't think is a problem. Then the Turf Classic Invitational at Belmont, 1.5 miles in September the 26th, won by 3/4 lengths in track record time that day. It was another very good run that day, and then finished second in the Arlington Million by a neck, closing up that day. Won the United Nations. Last win going a mile and eighth was at Belmont in the Fort Marcy about a year ago, May the 2nd. Won by 2 1/4 lengths. He really ran very, very well. Looking at over this horse, the distance shouldn't be a problem. The horses shouldn't be a problem. Definite use for me. 5-2. I think this might be a single in the pick 3, pick 5 sequence. So, to recap my bets for race number 11, the Woodford Reserve Turf Classic from Churchill on Derby Day. Gonna go with 12 horse, Big Blue Kitten. Gonna do a trifecta key this race for 50 cents. Gonna go 12 with the 3, 6, 10, 11, 7 for 50 cents. Gonna cost you $12 to play this ticket. And remember this 12 horse Big Blue Kitten is going to be a single for me. If you want race number 12, my Derby picks, it's going to be a separate video, so go check that out in the description box. So good luck to all, and follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.